our next guest, large and in charge in the film world, moviegoers know him as General Swanwick from Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Martian Manhunter in Zack Snyder's Justice League, as well as Commander Locke in the Matrix films.
For 10 seasons, he's taken on the role of Harold Cooper on the series The Blacklist. So please welcome one of the most distinguished actors of film, TV, and stage, who's also a gifted producer and director. Good morning, Harry Lennix. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. What a wonderful introduction. Thank you. That's awesome.
You earned it. You really earned it. Listen, do you have any idea how early we get up? And you made our job very hard at trying to narrow down your resume to a short list. So what project would you say people most recognize you for?
It sort of depends. I would say for some people a little bit older, it's probably the 5 Heartbeats, to be honest. But now it's The Blacklist. There's no question that we have a big fan base all over the world. Wherever my wife and I go, people know this show, and they have come to love it over the last 10 years.
It's huge.
It's been quite a ride.
Huge show. And, you know, with so many roles behind you, I mean, you've kind of done it all, right? But what would you say you've played the most? Doctor, lawyer, spy, military man, musician, politician? Because you've kind of done it all.
Well, I would say at this point is probably law enforcement. So between FBI and other things that I've done, it's probably been mostly FBI guys and cops.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly had spent quite a bit of time on The Blacklist, and there are some celebrations going on, well-earned celebrations. Tell us about this milestone.
Yes, so this is a rarefied air that we just reached. We have, this particular Sunday, we're going to be showing the 200th episode of The Blacklist. I don't think more than 40 or so shows that are hour-long dramas have ever even reached that level. So we are especially pleased with this episode. Reddington is back at it, helping my task force to uncover deceit and plots. In this case, there's a financier who's deceased, and somebody's laying claim to his fortune, trying to sneak it away. So with the help of Reddington and the task force, we're going to try to get that into the hands of the rightful owners.
Well, yeah, you're describing it, but we actually have a clip, a sneak peek of this 200th episode. So let's take a look.
They say they never recovered his fortune. Last week, Bostwick's attorney was found dead in the men's room at Benneker's. What looked like a slip and fall was really the work of the hyena. When professional thieves or white-collar criminals are imprisoned, their stolen goods are rarely recovered. Do you know why?
They're too well hidden, waiting for the felon's jail sentence to end so they can be reclaimed.
And that's when the hyena strikes.
All right, so you told us a little bit about the episode, and it looks like an intense scene here. What's it like working with James Spader, by the way? Because I'm a huge fan of Spader.
Well, I call it the acting equivalent of playing baseball with Joe DiMaggio, or we did on stage with Miles Davis. You know, he's a master. He's a wonderful actor. He's a very cordial and professional man, as a person, extraordinarily erudite. So every time you raise the level of your game being on screen with him, and it's been really quite an extraordinary and warm experience, frankly, over the last 10 years getting to work with him.
Yeah, I mean, what a great success the show has found. This is the final season. And what's it been working with all of these folks, and what's it like to say goodbye to such a great series?
In some way, Hazel, you know, the actor's life is always goodbye. You know, we do plays where you might have 3 months with someone, 4 months, a year in some cases. But it's extraordinary to be able to have had 10 years. So I think, you know, we have a pretty healthy attitude about wrapping this up after 10 years. That's a nice, good, even number. I think that we have told the story fully, and it's a little bittersweet, but mostly sweet.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years, 200. You got the 200 episodes, so you certainly reached the milestone, right? Milestone achievement. What are you working on next, then, busy man?
Well, these days, I'm actually trying to get a couple of things to produce off of my slate. I have a movie about some pretty significant people, one being Ella Fitzgerald that I'm dying to make. So that's one thing. And then I'm opening up a performing arts center in Chicago in the Bronzeville neighborhood. Yeah, a way to give back some of the benefits that I have derived from being a professional in this business. We want to pass that on to the next generation.
That's
so
awesome.
That's coming, yes.
But you said that you always, well, you've mostly played law enforcement. Is there any role that you want to do? Something completely different? I don't know, rom-com,
Oh, I'd love to
comedy,
do it.
What would you want to do?
Yes. Well, I'm also working on a film. It's a buddy cop movie, so I get to do a little bit of both. I get both being a cop and also have a lot of fun. It's a great, it's a great cop movie. It's called The Chicago Way.
Okay.
Which is a phrase that we use in Chicago. But also would love to play Duke Ellington. He's been a great idol of mine for a very long time, and that would be a great achievement if we could pull that off someday.
I think you can. If anybody can, Harry Lennix can.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, thank you so much for being here this morning. What an honor to talk to you.
Great to be with you. Thank you for such a great conversation.
Of course, absolutely. And you can celebrate the 200th episode of The Blacklist this Sunday, everybody, on NBC. Harry, good to see you.
You too. Thank you.